When a dismissive comment threatened to silence her once more, one act of quiet defiance reminded her that it's never too late to stand tall. Margaret had spent 42 years teaching high school English, but retirement hadn't dulled her sharp eye for injustice. Still, she'd grown accustomed to biting her tongue until Flight 227. The man in Forbes made that impossible. "Sweetheart," he barked as she adjusted her seatbelt. "Fetch me a bourbon, and try to smile while you re-at it." His voice carried the casual cruelty of someone who'd never been told no. Margaret froze, her knuckles whitening on the seatback. Before she could speak, a weathered hand tapped the man's shoulder. "Apologize." The words came from the silver-haired woman in Fora, her voice quiet but unshakable. Forbes snorted. "Relax, Grandma. It's just a joke." The woman stood slowly, her floral scarf brushing Margaret's arm. "I've heard jokes. That was disrespect. Now apologize properly." The cabin fell silent. Even the flight attendants paused. Forbes flushed, muttered sorry, and turned away. The woman Estelle, Margaret soon learned, returned to her crossword as if nothing had happened. But something had shifted. Over ginger ale, Estelle shared fragments of her past, a 1960s courtroom stenographer who'd documented countless injustices, then fought them quietly through decades of volunteer work. "I used to think changing the world required grand gestures," she said, folding her napkin into precise thirds. "Turns out, it just takes showing up even when you're scared." When turbulence hit, Estelle reached for Margaret's hand with surprising strength. By landing, Margaret had made a decision. 2 weeks later, she stood before her town council, protesting the closure of their local libraries. Her voice wavered at first, then steadied as she remembered Estelle's words: "The first time you speak up is the hardest. After that, you realize how much the world needs your voice." The vote failed, the library stayed open, and Margaret finally understood courage isn't loud. It is simply refusing to stay silent.